Hello everyone. So thank you for joining today. We're going to get started on our intention activation session. So make yourself comfortable, sitting down, feet flat on the floor. First, actually, if you want to, you can give yourself the gift of stretching for a minute. And as you're stretching, be very present, feeling all those sensations of your body. Extending, moving, whatever stretching movements you're doing. And then whenever you feel ready, sitting down, you can close your eyes. And first bring your attention and focus to your body and the weight of your body where you are sitting. Just to get that awareness of where you are. And then allowing your attention to drop down all the way into your feet. There, noticing the connection of your feet with the floor. Even pressing your feet onto the floor to really anchor yourself, ground yourself into the energy of the earth. And then direct your attention all the way back up, this time into your chest, and more specifically the middle of your chest, your heart. And here you can tune in to either the sensations or the sounds of your heartbeats in your chest. Or else you can place a hand over your heart. Anything that helps you to connect with your heart. And then to keep that connection, just imagine or visualize as if your breath is flowing in and out directly through your heart. And now we're just going to breathe a little bit slower and deeper than usual, in a steady and comfortable rhythm. So you choose the rhythm. In an ideal world, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out, roughly, is great for the body. But if you need to go a little faster or slower, it's okay. As long as it's comfortable and you can keep it steady. So we'll do that for 2 minutes together before continuing to the next step. Okay, so now from this place of calm, we're going to start by reminding ourselves of the direction that we aim to have for our future, the direction that ideally we want to give to our lives. So that can be your vision for your life. And if you don't have that very clear yet, or if it feels a little bit too abstract for now, I invite you to remind yourself of the next goals that you have, goals that are maybe shorter, a little bit more short term. But in any case, remind yourself of the direction for the future. And then we'll make sure that you're actually taking the right steps to go towards that direction. Okay. So now for the next step, we are going to do our reflection about the week that has just finished. So we're going to reflect on what worked well and what didn't work as well as we wanted. So to do that, if you want, you can imagine in your mind's eyes that you can possibly float above your own timeline, detach yourself and float above last week so that you can have a bird's eye view and look at everything that happened with an objective, non-judgmental view. And from there, just review everything that you think worked fantastic, everything that worked well, that you want to nurture and maintain, expand on, the things that you would want more of, whether it's results, connections with people, just plainly, simply happy times, anything that worked well. And then also notice the things that didn't work as well as you wanted or that you hoped. So that means the things that you would rather change, you would rather let go of, the things you would obviously want less of moving forward. And again, there can also be results, connections, or maybe disagreements with people, frictions, moods, anything that didn't work well. And you can look at every area of your life that is important to you, from work to leisure, not forgetting your own health and self-care. And not forgetting your social life, connections with friends, family, etc. So we'll do that for a few minutes. I'll let you know when we're coming closer to the next step. And in your reflections, you might have noticed you have results that worked well or didn't work well. And before we move on to the next step, just notice about those results. If they were aligned to the journey, meaning that if the result worked well, was the journey that took you there also a journey that was satisfying, aligned, bringing you satisfaction, where you were in the flow? And just notice. And again, if you notice some results that didn't work out, also look at the journey that took you there. Maybe the journey was in the flow, the journey seemed aligned, bringing you satisfaction, and sometimes it happens, the end result didn't just work out. So make sure that you notice that. And what does that teach you about yourself? What's important? Looking at what's working well or not, then maybe you have to distinguish that sometimes the results work well, but the way you get to the result don't work so well. So maybe there are changes to consider there, and vice versa. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater. Yes, sometimes results don't work, but there was a process or a journey that was really nourishing, and maybe that can be applied in different ways or repeated until the results show up. Okay, giving you another minute to reflect on that, and then we'll move on to the next step. Okay, a few more seconds now, wrapping up this contemplation. Okay, now we are gonna close this part of the meditation with one question. If last week or a version of last week was to repeat itself over and over into the future, do you have a sense that it would bring you closer to your goals, your vision for your life, or is it moving you astray? And here doesn't need to be super precise. Just get a sense whether if last week was gonna repeat itself, is it already aligned with your vision, Is it drawing a trajectory that's pointing towards the right direction for you? And if it's not, no panic. That's why we are here. And we are going to design a different, better version of the week that is starting today, so that you start realigning the trajectory to hit your targets, or to go, to move forward towards the vision and the goals that are dear to your heart. So let's start now this second part of our session. And now we're going to invite our imagination to really play along. And now we're going to imagine the best possible scenario for the week that's starting today. And here, a good way to start with is first to imagine ourselves. Imagine the vibe, the state, the inner state that we're in, the ways of being that we are incarnating, embodying, and projecting out into the world, that make us be a powerhouse and get us to be in flow. So a state where we are grounded, a state where we are making decisions with ease, a state where we are taking action. We're taking action, I don't say effortlessly, because yes, there's always a level of efforts with action, but again, with excitement, motivation, with drive, and that we feel pulled by the visions that we have. So we are creating a flow that we are generating because we are source, and we are radiating an energy, a vibration that is inherently positive. So imagine yourself in that state, and from that state, imagine everything that you're getting done, everything that you're generating during the week, whether it's results, practical, material, whether it's connections with people, whether it's ideas, creativity. So just imagine yourself in that state, what you're creating, and then as a result, what does the week look like and sounds like and feels like? And as you're progressing in your imaginary design, of course you come across other people. You're not the only one having decision power. And here, that's where you can expand the next step of your imagination into imagining how other people respond positively to the flow that you're generating. And which means that things that are not in your hands, decisions, doors that maybe used to be locked, might open. Decisions might be taken in your favor. So just imagine if those things that are not in your power start to work out for the best because you've been positively impacting people around you. So it looks like you're getting the benefits of this flow that you're generating. And if you want to go one step further, you can also imagine how it impacts other people in such ways that they also generate waves of positivity for themselves and doors open for them too as a result. So just imagine the ripple effect of your own flow of positivity. And when that happens, how does the week look like and feels like and sounds like? What great news are you receiving? What doors are opening? What opportunities are presenting themselves? And now to go one step further, would love for you to imagine the unexpected. Maybe surprises, surprise opportunities, surprise gifts. And they will look like surprises, but the truth is there will also be the rewards from those ripple effects that you've created. But it will be so far removed that it will look and sound like it's just coming out of the blue, as if the universe was delivering it to your door. In fact, it's also the feedback that you've inputted yourself into the universe that is coming back to you. But then what do those surprises look like and feel like and sound like? And let your imagination go wild. What could possibly land in your experience that seems so unexpected? Okay, now before we finish that part of the meditation, I would like you to set up an intention, because so far we've imagined the best version of the week, but our imagination is only limited to what we already know. Yet there are so many more possibilities out there that we can't even fathom. So just set that intention that if and when you're you're coming across opportunities, possibilities that are widely unfamiliar. Set that intention that you will also recognize them for what they are. They're just an opportunity that you had not been able to imagine before, and that you will welcome those opportunities into your experience. And yes, it might look very, very different from what you've been able to imagine so far. So just set that intention that you're open to opportunities and possibilities that are yet outside of your current paradigm. Let's invite those as well. And once you've done that, we are now ready for the last part of this meditation. So now I'm going to invite you to notice how you're feeling. You've just imagined the best possible week, the best possible outcomes. How does that feel? And remember, your mind doesn't really know the difference between real or imagined. So this is all very real to him, her, it. I don't know. This is very real to your mind, to your psyche right now. And if it's real to your mind, it's gonna make you feel in the way that's aligned. So how does it feel? Maybe you're feeling in a way that's very familiar, that you can put a name to it. And maybe you don't really know, you just can't feel it in your body, but you don't know what it is, and that's okay. In any case, we're just gonna enhance and make those feelings stronger and stronger within ourselves, and also out for the rest of the world. So now I'm just gonna invite you to imagine or visualize and feel that those sensations, feelings, emotions, they're flowing in and out directly through your heart with each cycle of breath. So on your in-breath, you're feeling the sensations getting inside your body from your heart. And as you do that, you're feeling them more and more intensely with each in-breath, as if they're tingling all of your cells and the particles that you're made of, literally turning you into a tuning fork. And then on your out breath, with every out breath, just visualize or imagine and feel as much as possible that all of these sensations, feelings, emotions, they're also flowing out from your heart and radiating out, illuminating the space in front of you and around you, as if you're oozing out these sensations from your heart, and that illuminates the space in front of you. So on your in-breath, feel the feelings inside of yourself. On your out-breath, and notice the feelings radiating out from your heart into the space around you and in front of you. And with each cycle of breath, they become stronger and stronger, more and more potent, more and more powerful. More powerful with each in-breath, stronger with each out-breath. Stronger and stronger with each cycle of breath. Until they're now so strong that you even feel full to the brim. As if these sensations, feelings are now overflowing. And so now they become so strong that you're noticing that they're flowing out from your heart with such intensity that it's a laser beam that you're projecting out from your heart. And that laser beam is carving out a pathway, a portal right in front of you. And you know that this is a portal that opens up in space, but also in time. This portal opens a doorway to a new version of your timeline, a new version of your reality, a new version of the week that you've crafted a few minutes ago. So you know that you're about to walk through the portal, knowing that as soon as you will enter through the portal, the pathway that brought you there will dissolve. So now in your mind's eyes, just imagine you're taking these few steps, taking these few steps towards the portal. Enter the portal, and as you enter, you know that the door is shutting down behind you. The path that brought you there is dissolved. There is no turning back. You're now fully involved, fully present, fully committed to this new timeline. And here, I invite you to again take some deep breath, deep, slow breath, enjoying the connection with this new version of you, of your reality, of your week, of your timeline. So on each of your in-breath, I invite you to notice, feel all of these new possibilities in that new timeline that are connecting with you, with your mind, with your emotions, with your body, and connecting deeply all the way into your cells and the particles that make up your cells. You are now fully connecting with a whole new set of possibilities. And on each out breath, I invite you to breathe out a sensation of gratitude for all of those possibilities being manifest. Anchoring that knowing that this is happening, this is done, and you're grateful for it. So in a sense, breathing in possibilities and breathing out gratitude for those possibilities that are now accessible to you. And again, just notice how that feels. Feeling this connection, this new you in this new reality. As now we're going to anchor this new you, this new version of you and your reality. We're going to anchor it into yourself so that whenever you need to remind yourself during the week, you'll be able to do that very easily. So to do that, to anchor yourself into this reality, we're actually using an anchor, a physical anchor. It's a physical gesture. And to make it really potent, this is what I suggest, how to do it. So first, bring the thumb and index finger from your right hand, touching them, pressing them against each other, and playing gently with that pressure so that you can feel all the sensations of touch and pressure between your fingers. And now I invite you to do the exact same with your left hand, thumb and index finger touching, feeling all the sensations of touch and pressure between your fingers. And now, the important part, I'm going to invite you to do it both hands at the same time, feeling all of those sensations of touch and pressure on both hands at the same time, thumbs and index fingers touching, playing with that pressure until you find the point of perfect equilibrium between the pressure on the left and the right. Look for that point of balance. The pressure is the same. And while you're focusing on finding that point of balance, your mind has no choice but to be fully present to that point of balance. No choice, 100% present, meaning it is now releasing its grip on anything from the past, unlearning everything that had so far kept you on the previous path, on the previous version of reality. Now, keeping your focus on this point of pressure, your mind is now 100% present and fully accepting this new version of yourself, this new version of reality. Okay. So you can release your fingers. If you want to, you can try one more time, bring them together. Just see how it feels, bringing your anchor back, finding that point of pressure again, and bam, you're back. This is what you would use during the week if you find yourself drifting, if you find yourself thinking again like your old self. Just bring your thumbs and index finger together, Focus on this point of equilibrium. And that's it. That's your anchor. You'll be back. That's your signal to your mind, your body, that you belong to this version of reality now. Okay. And once you've done that, you can release your anchor again. And we're going to slowly make ourselves, get ourselves back in the here and now, except it's now the new here and now. And to do that, just rub your hands together until they're warm. Place them at the top of your head. And we're gonna now touch our body as if we want to remind ourselves of the boundaries of our physical body, okay? So starting from the top of the head, touching your face, your head, your whole head, your neck, then go down your shoulders all the way down your arms. And then start again, maybe at the top of your shoulders, and this time the front of your body, torso, abdomen, and then from under your armpits on the sides of your rib cage all the way down the hips. Also touching at the back as much of your back as you can. All the way down the spine, up down the hips too. And then from your hips down your thighs, your knees, and all the way down your legs, all the way down to your feet, if you can touch your feet. If you cannot touch your feet, it's okay. Just press your feet into the ground again. Just as a way to ground your energy again into the earth. So either touching your feet or pressing your feet into the ground. Grounding yourself again. And then that's the end of this session for today. And I will see you soon. There might not be another session before the end of the year, but I'll keep everyone posted by email. And so if I don't see you before, I wish you all a very happy Christmas and a happy New Year. Remember to use your anchor anytime, and I will see you soon. Love you all. Take care. Bye.